Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Eldercare's webinar series, Eldercare Academy. I am Adrienne.
I'm Lisa Gray.
And we are super excited about today's topic. It is definitely one that we feel still needs us spreading the word on because cross-selling is super, super, super important.
Very.
And we have a specific carrier on this morning to talk to us about all of their ancillary products. But we definitely want this to be a conversation, right? I see some familiar names popping on. Most of you know how this goes. We want this to be a conversation. We want you to leave this training feeling motivated and confident in offering these products. I see Michael on. Michael is definitely one that has been in the webinar suggestion box for this. He's been like, help me sell hospital indemnity. Yeah. So hopefully, Michael, you leave today like ready to write some hospital indemnity. And I see some new names, so welcome. The chat is disabled. I know I get this question a lot. Where you type in your questions is the Q&A box. So just find the little question mark that says Q&A, and that is where you can talk to us. So before I formally introduce our special guest, is everyone already writing ancillary products? And
raise your hand. Haha.
Do you know what ancillary means? I feel like I've got that question before too.
It's super important to have those in your portfolio for cross-selling.
Yes, and I'm gonna make sure everyone can hear and see us before we get going. So find that Q&A box. Let us know you can hear us, see us. Michael, good morning, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning.
This was all your idea, Michael. Thank you. All right, we have Maureen on, Brian on, James, Karen, William. Thank you guys so much for being here. So without further ado, I would love to introduce our special guest, Charlie with United National Life. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here. Appreciate the nice introduction. Excited to talk about UNL products.
Yes,
Sorry, what?
I was going to say, I think we've had you on before. This is definitely not your first time on this webinar, right?
No, yeah, definitely. I've been on Eldercare webinars in the past. Really love partnering with you guys and, really appreciate the partnership.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you taking the time. And this is going to be more of an overview, right? Or
Yes. Yeah, so with time remaining, in this webinar, I felt like time is best invested explaining the products that UNL has to offer. A lot of times you get the contract and don't know what all these different companies even have in their portfolio. So I wanted to do a nice, thorough review of what we do have in our portfolio, and of course, depart some tips and tricks on how to place these policies in the home.
Yeah, we like that.
They're very good.
Absolutely. Well, the stage is yours, Charlie.
Good deal. So prior to coming on board at UNL, I was an agent. So I've made a million phone calls and knocked down thousands of doors. Everything I present to you is from having had that experience. Quick background on United National Life, also known as UNL for short. Founded in 1961, so we've been around for a long time. We are a financially strong insurance company. And when we create products, we like to make sure it checks 3 boxes. Number 1, easy to understand and explain to your clients. Number 2, we pay claims fast, 5 to 7 business days, which is half the time of industry standard. So when you partner with UNL, you know that not only are claims getting paid, but they're getting paid very fast. That's one of our absolute core competencies. And lastly, we pay very competitive compensation in the space. So if we can't check those 3 boxes when we're looking at making a product, we'll do something else. We know that's the key to success as a carrier that is dedicated in the ancillary health space.
I'd say those are 3 important things.
Absolutely.
Oh, is that Cabo?
It's Cabo. Look, she already.
I've been there.
Okay, cool. I have not, but I'm so excited to go. As I was talking with Adrienne, before the webinar started, you know, Chicago, which is where I'm from, I'm here in Chicago. UNL is based in Glenview, Illinois, which is about 15 miles north of Chicago. It is brutal in February here in Chicago. So luckily I do get to attend the convention trip in February of 2026. Super excited to, you know, leave the snow and ice, crazy weather behind me as I go to Cabo. But
Yeah.
excited to announce that UNL is having a Sol y Mar, which is Spanish for sun and sea convention. It will be held in Cabo, and it is planned for the last week of February of 2026. So all agents are eligible to participate and qualify. This is going to be a big year for cross-selling, you know, as Medicare Advantage carriers continue to widen the gaps. You know, we saw from 2024 to 25, those gaps have just gotten bigger and bigger, with copays on the rise, max out of pockets on the rise, benefits being stripped out of plans. So supplementing your Medicare Advantage clients with crucial benefits to protect, you know, those gaps in coverage, this will be a big year for that. So why not make that a focus and sip some margaritas on the sand in Cabo as a result of helping your clients out.
And you'll love it.
So mark your calendar. It is the last week of February. Round trip airfare for you and a significant other is included. 5 days, 4 nights at the LeBlanc Spa Resort, which is adults only, all inclusive. In addition to that, pool activities planned outside of the resort, like ATV riding, camelback riding, snorkeling, swimming with dolphins, sunset cruises. It will be whale season when we're there, so it'll be cool to check out some whales, and additional $500 room credit on top of the all-inclusive package.
Wow, sounds like y'all thought of everything.
Absolutely. These trips are very nice. But you know, the great news about doing business with UNL is we don't go and chase contracts of every IMO, FMO, independent agent out there, right? We're very selective with our distribution partners. We like doing business with Eldercare. So as a result of having a smaller distribution footprint as a carrier means that you can go into homes and offer products that other agents don't offer, right? 99% of agents don't have a UNL contract that are in the Medicare space. So also, our trips are a lot easier to qualify for. It's not the type of deal where you have to be in the top X percentage of agents or top, you know, number of agents. If you hit $60,000 of annual premium in the contest period, you will be going on the trip. So you know what the mark is, you know how to get there. You just have to set your goals accordingly and hold yourself accountable, really. So what is that qualifying level for an agent that's writing business? $60,000 of annual premium. The contest period started April 1st of 2025. And the good news, it runs all the way through December 31st of this year. So there's plenty of time for agents that are just starting out or maybe don't even have a contract with UNL at this point to write a lot of business for your clients, hospital indemnity, home health care, dental, cancer policies, and be in Cabo next February.
Yeah, no, it's very, very possible, everyone, to still qualify for this trip. And Charlie, do you know about how long it takes for an agent to get appointed with UNL?
As soon as we receive the contract, it takes 24 to 48 business hours to process. So it is a very quick process.
We like the sound of that too.
Yep. All right. So here's a view of the UNL state footprint. This demonstrates all of the states where we currently do business. For those agents in Florida, good news, we will have products available there prior to AEP. We're anticipating a launch mid to late April of hospital indemnity and final expense products. but we're currently located throughout most of the Southeast, Midwest, Southwest, just not California, Pacific Northwest, or New England. So if you're located in the states shown here, UNL has products to sell in your state. So why cross-sell? I was an agent prior to coming on board at UNL. I always like to ask, what's the hardest part about being an agent? What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
Feel,
feel free to put it in the comment box, everyone. You want to ask it again, Charlie?
what is the hardest part about being an agent?
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna let everyone else answer, but I feel like I get the part. I feel like agents tell me all the time because I'm in digital marketing, like it's harder to get in front of people.
Yeah, leads.
Leads,
Yeah.
that's always the answer.
Right. Looks like William said, I do not see California as a state. We are not currently in California.
That's one of those tougher states.
Right.
And Michael said leads. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Getting in front of people, I always felt like was the hardest part about being an agent. Cross-selling is a key to make sure that you're maximizing your time and energy, as well as your client's time and energy best as possible, right? When you're in the field, you're maximizing your time if you're placing multiple products in the same home, right? It takes the same amount of time to and money to generate a lead, right? Driving over to their house, spending time visiting with them. If you're writing multiple products in that home, then you are increasing your return on investment, not only in money spent, but also time spent, right? There's two things as an agent that are mission critical to your bottom line, time and money, right? Cross-selling allows you to maximize that time. For your clients, it's maximizing their time as well. They're not experts, right? So the three primary reasons to cross-sell, number one, it's going to help your clients. Our clients aren't experts on insurance or how to retire, right? That's why they've accepted an appointment with you or having that conversation with you, sitting at your kitchen table or on the phone. They're looking to you to help guide them to make decisions that are going to deliver, number one, better health outcomes, and number two, protect their financial future, right? So they're teachers, doctors, lawyers, plumbers, everything in between, but they are certainly not experts. That's where we come into play. Now, if you're writing a Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplement plan and just turn and burn into that next client, you're leaving them uneducated about where their insurance starts and stops. There's gaps in every insurance policy that we write. Helping educate our clients about where their insurance starts and stops sets expectations with them so that when they have to use their insurance, they have some sort of understanding what their out-of-pocket exposure may look like, right? So you're doing yourself a lot of good by educating your clients, setting those expectations. Number two, that gives you an opportunity to present a fair and affordable solution to your client to protect that gap in coverage. So you've educated your clients about those gaps. You've presented a solution to deliver peace of mind to your client, right? This is absolutely mission critical. And what we've seen in the Medicare Advantage market is benefits are being stripped away on an annual basis. Copays are on the rise. There's no more important time to have these conversations with your clients than today. So first reason to cross-sell, it's going to help your clients. Primary reason. Number two, it's actually going to increase your persistency and protect your renewals on your Medicare block. If you have one plan in a home, you have a 30% likelihood of that business persisting. Two plans in a home, you have a 60%. Better, three or more plans that you place in a home, now you have a greater than 90% likelihood of that business persisting on the books. which is really what we're looking for.
Mhm. I mean, that's
Lastly,
proven numbers, everyone. Like there's actual proof that the more products you have in a home, they stay on the books longer.
Mhm.
So like just so you're familiar, Charlie, like all of our brokers, when they log into our portal, they can see their production, and we color code all the products. Okay, so most of the products are just blue. They're just Medicare. There's no pink or purple ancillary sales. So just for inspiration, when you log into your portal with us, like if you're not seeing the rainbow of products, like that's more opportunity for your clients to fall off the books.
wow, that's great. That reminds me of my mother always told me that when you eat dinner, your plate should have all sorts of different colors on it. That's how you know that
Oh
you're
yeah.
giving your body the right amount of nutrients. I would say that
So
same
true.
phenomenon applies when you log into your Eldercare portfolio, right? If you're only
Yeah.
seeing that
Need to
blue
see lots of
color,
colors.
then you and your clients, you know, the health of your book of business and your clients' protection is, you know, suspect.
Yes, now I just need to make it look like a plate.
Yeah.
Right. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think an important transformation takes place when you go from having one product in a home to many. You know, you go from being a transactional salesperson to your client. They're being inundated with calls about Medicare, receiving mailings, watching a video on YouTube, getting an advertisement there, right? If you are just a transactional salesperson to that client, there's nothing stopping them from justifying flipping into some other Advantage plan. But when you have multiple products in that home, now you're their advisor, right? You're not only responsible for their Medicare Advantage, maybe they have a hospital indemnity, dental, home health care plan with you. Now you're responsible for their total plan of care, right? So it becomes a lot harder for them to justify another salesperson coming along and getting sold on, you know, saving $10 on a prescription drug cost, lowering a doctor copay, non-life changing things, right? You don't want to lose clients over small things like that. So the last piece is you're going to make significantly more money by cross-selling. I don't think anyone has a problem with that, right?
No.
So here's an overview of all UNL products in the Shield series. We trademarked the Shield series. Actually, we trademarked the slogan, protect the gaps. And that's really what our plans are designed to do. Protect the gaps of Medicare. The number one reason why a Medicare Advantage policyholder hits their max out of pocket, I made it really easy for you guys, is the inpatient hospital copay. Despite that, more than 99% of Medicare Advantage policyholders do not have hospital indemnity, which is just mind-boggling to think about, right? It's the number one reason where seniors are spending their money on health insurance, what's going to lead to that max out of pocket, yet 99% of people don't have it. And the reason for that is really simple. As Adrian said, when agents log into their portal, they see a lot of blue. It's because agents are not bringing it up to their clients. Selling hospital indemnity is probably the easiest product to place in the home. It could sound something like, hey, Mrs. Smith, now the inpatient hospital copay, as we're reviewing your summary benefits, this is the number one reason that's going to lead you to hit your max out of pocket. It's a high risk area for you. If you have to go to the hospital, it's going to cost you well over $1,000 just to cover the copays for the hospital stay when that happens. After we submit this Medicare Advantage plan, or don't worry, I'll take care of that for you today at a fraction of the cost. So you don't have to worry about that. It could be
Yeah,
as
one of
simple
the
as two sentences, right?
yeah. Exactly.
And now, so I would say to sell hospital indemnity, the trick is simple. Bring it up. Have discipline to present it to every single one of your clients, and you're going to write a ton of it. It is not difficult to sell. Now, if you are bringing up hospital indemnity in the home, there's really two reasons why you might come away not writing that policy. First reason, can't afford it. Well, UNL, as you can see on the slide here, has two options for hospital indemnity. On the left-hand side, the UNL Hospital Indemnity Shield. This is the least expensive option in the market for an American to cover that copay. The second reason why you might not write that policy, not healthy enough, can't pass underwriting. So UNL has two options. The one on the right, the guarantee issue option, regardless of health, it is guaranteed issue. So no matter, as long as your client is between the ages of 64 and 85, health is not a consideration. We will insure every single one of your clients. Now the premiums are about 2 to 2.5 times the underwritten version, but it is still a cost saving strategy and can be presented that way. If someone can't pass underwriting on a hospital, the underwritten one, the knockouts are diabetic taking insulin, COPD, and heart disease. So if your client falls into any of those buckets, they're accustomed to using their Medicare Advantage plan, going to doctors, having hospital stays. So with the guarantee issue hospital indemnity, you present it as a cost savings and delivers peace of mind to your client. So between the two objections you could expect to face after bringing up hospital indemnity, number one, I can't afford it. Number two, I'm not healthy, so I can't pass underwriting. UNL has a solution for every single one of your clients. And just to put it in perspective, for the average American's McDonald's order, they can cover their monthly premium on the UNL Hospital Indemnity Shield.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yep. So let's move along to cancer. I think cancer can be an uncomfortable subject for many agents. When we talk about selling insurance products, we always like to talk about creating the need. I think a lot of agents make the mistake of asking, does cancer run in your family? The problem with that is 90% of cancers are not hereditary. So if we're asking our client, does cancer run in your family? They say no. We're validating their lack of having a need for something they truly do need. So what's the better way to bring up cancer in the home? Ask, what's your experience with cancer? Cancer doesn't run in everyone's family, but everyone has a cancer experience, whether that is a family member, friend, neighbor, someone in their community, someone that they care about has battled through cancer, in their experience. So everyone has that experience. Now unpack that and ask them if they're familiar with their financial exposure should they get diagnosed. So let's unpack that financial exposure a little bit. If the client is on a Medicare supplement plan, they still have out-of-pocket exposure. Two key areas. Number one, travel and lodging. If you're diagnosed with cancer, one of the first things you're probably going to do is Google it and learn that a facility that is not local to you has the best program to treat your cancer, best opportunity to keep you alive. So if you're in a life and death diagnosis, do you want to receive treatment in your backyard at the local facility, or do you want to go to the facility that's going to give you the best opportunity to live? Travel and lodging is not covered by Medicare, Supplement, or Advantage, and it can be very, very expensive. So it may not be in the cards for everyone in that situation. Explain this to your client, right? They should have the financial tools to travel and lodge in order to receive the best cancer treatment in the country. Number two, experimental treatment. Very, very commonly recommended by doctors is the best course of action to fight whatever strain of coverage your client may have. However, Medicare doesn't cover experimental cancer treatments. So don't wind up in a situation where your client calls you scared, upset, having just been diagnosed with cancer, only to find out that their doctor is recommending a treatment that the plan that you place in that home will not cover, right? Those are two massive gaps, regardless of whether your client's on Advantage or Supplement. And then for those Advantage clients, obviously, they're on the hook for 20% of Part B drugs. So probably that first treatment that they receive, they're going to hit that max out of pocket. So depending on what time of year they get diagnosed, they might be looking at hitting that max out of pocket twice over the next several months. So a lot of plans out there are scheduled benefit plans, which pays over the course of fighting the disease. Others are lump sum plans. UNL is best of both worlds. We are a scheduled benefit plan, which is with your client every step of the way, right? Cancer is uncommonly a short battle nowadays. People can be fighting cancer for years on end. So the scheduled benefit is nice, but we have the lump sum rider that you can choose to add to get that initial diagnosis lump sum cash payment. So UNL, what I love about the Cancer Shield 2.0, it could be as inexpensive as $18 a month for a 65-year-old, or it could be, if you're getting the most robust option, adding the high lump sums, it could be more than $200 a month. So it can really tailor to the unique budget of every American client family, and every American should have additional backing should they get diagnosed. Next, the UNL Home Healthcare Shield. Medicare beneficiaries simply cannot afford to not have a product in place for home healthcare. You must be admitted to the hospital for a minimum of 3 days to trigger any sort of benefits through Medicare for home healthcare. So regardless of whether your client is on Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, or Original Medicare, doesn't matter. They have the same high out-of-pocket exposure in a home healthcare situation. There's a 70% chance that seniors 65 and older will need convalescent care of some kind. So it's very likely to happen. The median cost of someone receiving home health care over an annual period is $50,000. So it's very expensive when it does happen, and Medicare is unlikely to cover it. So great news, UNL has a solution that is perfect for your clients. It's very lightly underwritten. Unless you're already triggering benefits to go on claim, you'll be able to qualify for, so 95% of your clients can qualify for coverage. And it has a prescription drug benefit, which actually pays $10 for every generic, $25 for every brand drug that your client is taking. So the net premium for clients that are, maxing out the prescription drug benefit is anywhere between, we actually are paying your client to have this policy to, within $10, $15 on a monthly basis. So, this is a really, really great product. So I hope that, you get contracted with UNL, navigate to our agent training section. We do have a recorded product specific training on that home healthcare policy. It is incredible. And hopefully
Right. Do you have
I'll come back as
training
well.
videos? Do you have training videos on all the products?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we have specific training videos on all the products that you can access through our agent portal. The Caregiver Shield, also a home health care plan. What's your plan when you get diagnosed as terminally ill? Many Americans' plan includes family member, friends, loved ones, whoever, provide unpaid care during your greatest time of need. So this policy, like I said, it also is a home health care plan, but it comes with a terminal illness benefit, which triggers when your client is diagnosed as terminally ill. From there, they go on claim. The claim period runs for 100 days. At the time of application, they can either select $100, $200, or $300. That's a daily benefit over that 100-day benefit period. So, family members, friends, and whoever, there's more than 8 million unpaid caregivers throughout the US today. It's
Wow.
actually more common for a working age adult to be caring for a senior than it is a child.
Wow.
With the baby boomer, there's a lot more people. This is an exploding area of the market where people are taking time away from work, accruing additional expenses just to care for their loved ones. So this is an avenue to get those people paid over the course of that 100 days. Depending on the level of benefit they select, they're receiving $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000. So cash can't solve all problems in that situation, but it can certainly help.
Mm-hmm. It can definitely relieve some stress.
Absolutely. So Dental Shield 2.0, let's be honest, most dental plans out there stink. UNL's is fantastic. It's a reimbursement plan covering 80% of actual charges, up to an annual maximum of $5,000.
Okay.
There's no networks. Dentists don't like to work within networks. You don't, have to worry about whether a dentist is in or out of network. If
I've
they're a
learned that.
dentist, we're going to cover
That's
actual charges at 80% up to $5,000. So this dental shield is, we're up 300% in sales because we actually implemented something where if your client has had another dental plan for 12 months, we'll waive the waiting periods. So that's could be a day one benefit for them for major dental charges covered at 80%. And then currently on the shelf, but coming out, slated to release mid to late August, is the UNL Final Expense Shield. So we're putting the life back in United National Life. We're
That's
coming out,
great.
right? Yeah, it's about time. So it is a whole life level benefit policy for issue ages 18 through 84. You can tailor it anywhere between $1,000 and $30,000 face amounts. Automatically comes with an accelerated death benefit. So if your client is diagnosed terminally ill, it will pay 50% of the face amount right away. It
Wow.
is very, the rates are very, very competitive. It is, I would say, standard to light underwritten, very
Mhm.
competitive rates. So we're super excited about that one to hit the market.
Yeah.
And that's everything I got. I just wanted to do, a brief overview of all of our products, talk to you about what UNL has to offer. Here's my contact information flashed up on the screen. Love to hear from you. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. That was a great overview, and we do have some questions. But definitely want to stress, like, screenshot this if you want his info. Definitely, I appreciate carrier reps that do offer their information
Yeah.
to have agents contact them directly. I mean, that just shows that, we're all committed to helping you be successful with selling these products. And I'll kind of start with Michael's question earlier, which I don't know if I lost it or not, but it was about marketing materials. So, a lot of times it's hard to find materials to send existing clients, to put an agent's information on it. Do you know if UNL has materials agents can use to start spreading the word now about these products?
Yes, we absolutely do have marketing materials. We have postcards for the hospital indemnity that are available. I would be happy to send those to you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we definitely want, an agent to leave here like, okay, I need to get this postcard. I need to get this email. I need to get the word out now about these products so I can go to Cabo.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how I interpret these trainings, right? Michael had asked about doing hospital indemnity with the Medicare supplement plan.
Yes. So you could absolutely write a hospital indemnity with a Medicare supplement plan. I know that, supplements vary in what they do and do not cover. Some of them are high deductibles.
Mhm.
I think hospital indemnity is going to help cover a lot of expenses. Does it pay for observation? Yes, it does. So they don't have to be confined to the hospital in order for it to pay. As long as the client is there for 24 hours, that will meet our definition for a benefit to pay to them.
Mhm.
And, depending on what their expenses may look like on their Medicare supplement, it could be a fit for that. But of course, co-pays and medical expenses when you're in the hospital is not the only thing that you have to worry about. It's a major disruption to daily life when you're admitted or, in the hospital for an extended period, right? You've people that have to take care of maybe walking your dog or doing this or that. So the bills stack up when you're in the hospital. So thinking of hospital indemnity is a fit for only Medicare Advantage. I think good call out. That's not appropriate. If someone does have a Medicare supplement plan, it makes sense for them to have a hospital indemnity as well.
Yeah, and that might be something, you ask some more kind of fact-finding questions on your specific client to see exactly which ancillary product might benefit them most. I know we didn't go into product detail, Charlie, but do you know if these standalone plans have riders at all?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so that might be something.
they all have a different set of riders. The hospital
Yeah.
indemnity has a great set of riders that helps plug a lot of the holes of, Medicare, like ambulance rider, skilled nursing facility rider, outpatient surgical rider, cancer rider,
I was gonna say, does it
ambulance
have
rider.
cancer?
Yeah, it's got a really nice set of riders where, it can basically operate like a supplement for an Advantage client if they're looking to add that.
Yeah, so that might be something, Michael, like as you're learning these plans, and Charlie might be, if you saved his number, maybe you want to ask him or ask us, whoever, like if you do have a client and you're like, hey, this is their situation, this is their conditions, this is what they might have upcoming, this is what they're worried about, maybe it's something we can help you kind of build, say, hey, maybe you should do the cancer with this writer, or maybe you should do, the hospital indemnity with this writer. We can definitely help walk you through that. And then he asked a few more other questions. He asked knockout questions on the caregiver plan.
Yeah, so knockouts on the caregiver plan are going to be, and that one is more, the underwriting is more stringent than the home health care. The home health care has 3 health questions, a 4th if you're applying for option C. Basically, if you're not already triggering benefits on that plan, you'll be able to qualify. The caregiver knockouts are within the last year, has the insured been, bedridden, confined to a hospital or facility within the last year, has the insured received disability benefits, used advice or a device or another person for activities of daily living. Within the last 2 years, has the insured received, a test or abnormal medical condition that would cause them to seek additional treatment or awaiting the results of the test but hasn't received it. And then in the last 5 years, has the insured been diagnosed with HIV, AIDS, ARC, cancer, COPD, ALS, Alzheimer's, dementia, memory loss.
And
So
we can
those are
send you
the
that
knockouts.
too, Michael, if you want to have the full list for the caregiver plan. But obviously that's for a reason, right? It's to have a more strenuous underwriting for those types of plans. And then he asked the ages on the life plan.
On the life plan, it is 18 through 84.
1884, yeah. And then Susan had a question. Hi, Susan. I didn't see you sneak in there. She had asked regarding the dental plan, if a client has dental benefits through the MAPD, is this considered a credible coverage to eliminate the waiting period?
No, that's a great question. So if it's baked into a major medical policy, dental benefits, that is, that will not count for waiving the waiting periods. It has to be a standalone individual dental plan, group plan. That's the type of plan that would waive the waiting periods.
Okay. Yeah, great question, Susan. Thank you. And Chris asked, is AFib a knockout on any of your products?
Off the top of my head, I don't believe so. However, I just want to qualify that I don't have all the underwriting questions in front of me, so it may or may not.
Okay.
I think you missed one question up there.
Oh yeah.
Michael, did they update the agent portal to show the printouts on the $5,000 benefit?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Good catch, Lisa.
Yeah, Michael, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. I think you're talking about the generate the client link potentially, or maybe the brochure that sends when you email a quote. In any case, if you want to just contact me offline, then we can sort through that.
Yep. I'm gonna let Lisa take Chris.
What's the next step to contract? Well, we'll be calling you after this webinar to see if you're contracted and certainly get you set up for these amazing products.
Yeah. So you don't have to do anything, Chris. We're going to call you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Michael said fantastic info. Thanks again. Where we send client, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what he was responding to you, Charlie, on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I don't see any further questions coming through. Do you have any further questions?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Mhm.
All righty. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to attend today's training. Thank you so much, Charlie, for taking the time to talk to our brokers about United National Life, and hopefully we've inspired some goals of going to Cabo.
Yes, absolutely.
You'll
Hope to
love
see
it.
everyone there.
Maybe y'all can send me like a selfie of y'all like on the beach or something. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you
Bye.
next week.
All right. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.